Hello, my name is Darryl Kwao. In our first story, the Mahin of the Mankasim traditional area, Osajifo Amanfwedu and the Queen Mother of Mankasim, Nana Maimisa, have been remanded in connection with the shooting incident at Mankasim. They were arraigned at Sopon District Court together with 11 others that were also arrested. Richard Kojunyako is in court at Sopon and he joins me with more. Richard, the two have been remanded. Give us details of what transpired in court.
Well, Daryl, the two, the Omahine and the Queen Mother of Mankasim traditional area, were brought to the Sopon District Court in a white Toyota Corolla. Osajifo Amanfwedu was in a white Batakari, while the Queen Mother, Nana Memisa, stepped out of the vehicle in a traditional cloth with a scarf to match. The small courtroom here at Sopon was packed, while close to about 30 police personnel manned the premises of the court. After the fact of the case had been read by state prosecutors, they prayed the court to remand the two to police custody to enable them conclude the investigations.
Remind us of how we got here in the first place.
To consider the season and times we are in and the fact that the two traditional leaders pose no risk to investigations, but the court, presided over by Patience Ablo, said that yes, for considering the times and the seasons, yes, but the court has no jurisdiction, the district court has no jurisdiction to grant them bail unless the High Court. And so she proceeded to remand them to police custody to reappear on the 8th of January.
Richard, remind us of how we got here.
Well, so the Mankasim chieftaincy dispute has lingered on for close to 3 decades, and then somewhere in 2010, there is a group, a faction of the traditional council who proceeded to the Federal High Court to petition the court to remove the two of them. So it went on, and on the 29th of November, the Cape Coast High Court ordered that the Mankasim chief and then the Queen Mother, their names should be struck out of the National House of Chiefs register. And so a faction, following that, decided to install a new Queen Mother. During the procession, some men who were on a story building decided to open fire on those who were protesting, and in the process, 2 people were killed, including the Fantaman BNI officer and a 27-year-old man. Others also sustained injuries. They were treated and discharged. So today in court, the two, they had already arrested 11 already who are also currently in police custody. So today in court, they were also remanded. And so that's how far we got here. But the charges on their head were 3, causing unlawful harm. They also charged with murder and conspiracy to commit crime. And so these were the 3 charges that were preferred against these 2 people.
And what have been the reactions so far to this latest development in court, the fact that they have been remanded and they are to reappear? What are residents there saying, those who thronged the courts today?
Well, I mean, they were unhappy with what has happened, especially they say that these people are going to be in there throughout the Christmas period, and then they also spend some parts of the New Year in police custody. They feel that the court should have granted them some bail, the bail, but the court said that they are not clothed with the necessary powers to grant bail when it has to do with murder, and so that is why the court declined. But people were really, really not happy.
Richard Kojunyako, thanks for the update. In other news, 50% of the cocoa produced in the Western North region comes from the Bia West district. In the face of huge road and other infrastructure deficit, farmers and natives say the area has over the years been denied a share of the cocoa despite its contribution to national wealth. Such lamentation is set to end as Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia cut sword for work to begin on major roads. He attributed the failure of the previous government to fix the road to bad economic management. Prince Apia has more in this report.
On this dusty and bumpy stretch of road, many truckloads of cocoa, like this one, get stuck for hours, especially when it rains. This is the region which contributes about 50% of Ghana's cocoa. A few minutes away from where the cocoa truck was stuck was a broken down VIP bus with stranded passengers. Ironically, some of them were traveling to be part of the sword cutting ceremony.
they want to help us, they should start before Christmas. They should start the road before Christmas. How are we going to get back to our destinations? Now we are in the middle of the road, and now armed robbers are moving up and down. We don't know what may happen right now here. So we just beg the government to come and help us. See, we need the road urgently.
Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Baumia attributed the failure of the previous government to fix the road to bad economic management.
2011, Omokati sold and Koyi. 2014, Omokati sold and Koyi. Na adena ebesisa. Ninyina asem krone ninyina wo the issue of economic management. Is the issue of competent or incompetent economic management.
The 38-kilometer road will be constructed from Benjima Junction to Edrofua, a stretch Cocoa Board Chief Executive Joseph Edu describes as critical.
This stretch of road very crucial as it connects directly to major quality control company operational areas like Asempanaye, Isem, Debiso, Gaboso, Fusukrum, and Adobokrum. Your Excellency, altogether, these QCC operational areas alone contributed about 70,000 tons of cocoa in 2018-2019 crop year, representing about 46% of the Western North region's total cocoa production. It obviously means that close to 50% of cocoa beans from this part of the country is being transported on this road arterially, thereby making the construction of Benchmark Junction to Adjofua Road and the downsizing of the Asempanaye Scap very critical to Cocoa Board's operation.
Cocoa production in Ghana has witnessed consistent decline, short of the 1 million tons target over the years. One of the major challenges has been the terrible nature of roads in cocoa communities. Back to the Benjima Junction Edrofua Road, Sector Minister Kwesi Amoakwata promises work will be done by end of next year. There is mixed feelings amongst residents who are excited and at the same time skeptical about government commitment. They say they have witnessed similar ceremonies in the past. The project never saw the light of day. Prince Apia reporting.
In the central region, the Trifuhiman Health Center is set to receive a polyclinic status to improve health delivery in the district. The district health center that serves as the referral center to over 50 communities in the district cannot boast of up to 10 beds. In addition to that, both males and females share one ward, making healthcare delivery very difficult. At the inauguration of a new health facility to help separate male patients from female patients, Member of Parliament for Himan Lower Denchura, Bright Rekubrobe, indicated healthcare delivery in the district was going to see improvement because the district is going to benefit from a new facility to be built by government. Richard Kojinyako has more in the following report.
The Trifuhiman Lower Denchura district was carved out of the Trifu Etimukwa district about 6 years ago. The district lies between the Cape Coast metropolis and the district it was carved out of. But access to healthcare remains one of the major challenges. The district health facility cannot boast of up to 10 beds. Worst of it all, males and females shared one ward, making many patients uncomfortable. MP for Trifuhiman Lower Denchura, Bright Rekubrobe, says the situation was a blot on healthcare delivery. He says he had to pull resources together to construct a new health facility to enable the hospital to separate males from females.
Last year, Busumi was in August, and MPP party
Late last year, the MPP had a conference and the issue of males, females, and children sharing the same ward came up. It was such an appalling situation. And that's had to mobilize resources to deal with the challenge.
Dr. Bafuwa, Oni Minister, Mahawan Papa. Esan say, Gumedi Ebebasu Nano. The
MP further disclosed the district was going to benefit from a polyclinic that would help improve healthcare delivery. I have fought for a polyclinic. I've been shown the designs, and I must say it is a 60-bed facility that will soon take off. Our district is going to benefit from a polyclinic. Deputy Minister of Health, Alexander Kojoaban, urged health professionals to exhibit the highest form of professionalism in their treatment of their clients. He praised the MP for helping lift off some burden from the shoulders of the Ministry of Health by gifting such a facility to the people. The MP also donated medical supplies to the new health center. Richard Kwejenyako, Joy News, Chifuhiman.
Some more health stories. Research from UNICEF and the World Health Organization suggests that only 9% of women in Ghana have access to privacy during labor. This would suggest that the rest of the women go through this crucial time with other patients present and possibly getting to know about their confidential health information. However, women at Chuchuliga in the Bosa North District of the Upper East region will no longer face this challenge because a new 20-bed maternity ward has been commissioned at the health center there. The facility was constructed by a local NGO, Rise Ghana, with funding support from the Australian High Commission in Ghana. Here's a report by JoyNews Upper East correspondent Albert Sori.
Built in 1948, the Chuchuliga Health Center here in the Bosa North District gradually became too small for the number of people coming here daily to seek healthcare services. The situation became even more dire for pregnant women who come here to deliver their babies, as they sometimes had to take turns to deliver due to limited space available. Even to have their basic right to privacy became a challenge, as they were sometimes attended to or delivered of their babies with other patients present. However, all this is about to change following the commissioning of a new 20-bed maternity block for the health center. The maternity block was constructed by the Rural Initiatives for Self-Empowerment, Rise Ghana, with funding support from the Australian High Commission in Ghana. Awal Ahmed is the Executive Director for Rise Ghana.
Evidence from UNICEF and the World Health Organization in 2015 indicates that only 9% of women have access to privacy during labor, and a further only 18% of women have access when confidential information is being shared with them, and this is unacceptable. So this facility that is supported by Australian High Commission will contribute to ensure that women have dignity and they have access to the quality of services they need at the right place. It is supporting us with an amount of 211,000 Ghana cedis, so that through that amount, this facility, which is a 20-bed capacity with equipment and beds for 20 patients and 2 delivery units, has been set up.
The physician assistant in charge of the Chuchuliga Health Center, Albert Atuga, said the new maternity block was going to bring a lot of relief to both pregnant mothers and healthcare staff.
We used to have 1 bed, and that there was no privacy. And because of that, clients are away. There's no confidentiality of information. If the midwife or any of the consultants is giving information, the other patients sitting around listen to the private information of the client. And even when they deliver, they even lie around the same place. So it was very difficult to even have 2 labor cases at the same time. But this one, we have 2 delivery beds, half lying in, and that alone is even giving us a good space that we can manage our distance. The issue of confidentiality will be maintained. The issue of privacy too will be ensured here.
Last year, the Australian High Commission in Ghana also provided funding support for Rise Ghana to provide this mechanized water facility for the Chuchuliga Health Center to help reduce infections. According to Ambassador Andrew Barnes, the Australian High Commission has supported the Chuchuliga Health Centre because of their firm commitment to help improve sanitation and health outcomes for people in vulnerable situations.
While Ghana's maternal mortality ratio has experienced a significant decline over the past several years, a lot remains to be done in order to achieve the Sustainable Development Goal target of 70 per 100 live births by 2030. It is my hope that although modest, this 20-bed maternity ward will go a long way in improving the quality of services and further reducing maternal and neonatal health.
An estimated 2,230 women within the fertility age will benefit directly, and over 10,000 other women and children will benefit indirectly from this project. Albert Sorry, JoyNews, Chuchuliga.
Principal of the Wa Nursing Training College has attributed the poor performance of students of the college to the non-residential status of the college. He said students attend lectures late and are also in a rush to leave the campus before the official closing time. Some students on a daily basis walk over 2 kilometers to attend lectures at campus. 6 students have been dismissed for performances below the expected benchmark of 1.5. Speaking at the matriculation of 159 freshmen and women of the college, Dr. Signitome appealed to the government and benevolent organizations to come to their aid. JoyNews' Upper West Region correspondent Rafiq Salam has more.
Nursing Training College had a modest beginning with virtual no logistics and infrastructure of its own in 2006. The college was started at a Wa Regional Hospital canteen. There was a big relief for authorities and students of the college when the Query community offered them dozens of acreage of land for it to be relocated. It currently offers 2 professional programs, Registered General Nursing and Nurses Assistant Clinical, the former being diploma and the latter certificate. Principal of the college, Dr. Joyo Signitomi, stated that the midwifery professional examinations conducted for the Registered General Nursing trainees, the college obtained 79.6% in 2018 compared with 90.4% the previous year, and further declined in 2019, registering a pass rate of 78.6%. The irony, however, is that the students had always backed 100% in the academic diploma examination conducted by the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology in 2018 and 2019.
Other blamable factors include lateness for lectures and the urge to leave the campus before the official closing time. These students' untoward disposition is further compounded, Hajia Chairperson, by the non-residential status of the students. In essence, the teaching-learning interaction becomes an exercise in futility. Whatever is being taught gets contaminated when the students are back in the communities where they stay. And some commute as far back to town and from town to attend lectures. That is too challenging.
Dr. Signitomi disclosed that the college has dismissed 6 students for performances that are below the expected benchmark of 1.5.
In the 2018-2019 academic year, Madam Chairperson, the management had no option than to dismiss 6 students, 4 registered general nursing diploma and 2 nurse assistant clinical trainees. Management repeated 11, made up of 7 registered general nursing diploma and 4 nurse assistant clinical. And 9 final year students comprising 2 registered general nursing and 7 nurse assistant clinical were not registered for the external examinations due to performances below the expected benchmark of 1.5. These students have additional 6 months to justify their inclusion in the professional examinations.
Chief Director of the Upper West Regional Coordinating Council, Gabriel Nurotek, represented the Upper West Regional Minister, Dr. Hafiz bin Sali.
The spirit with which many entered the service was for the love of the job, mankind, and saving lives. These values, unfortunately, cannot be attributed to some crop of nurses due to their attitude towards work and postings. Many nurses refuse posting to rural communities where their services are in dire need, creating imbalances in the nurse-to-patient ratio in these communities.
159 students, comprising 110 nurses, assistant clinical, and 49 registered general nursing, took the matriculation oath. Reporting for JoyNews, Rafik Salam, Peri.
Now, founder and CEO of the Consumer Protection Agency, Kofi Kapito, has called on government to force the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority, DVLA, to halt illegal taxes they pose on DP plates issued when cars are imported. At a press conference earlier in Accra, Mr. Kapito said there has been an increase from the approved amount of 154 cedis to 195, whilst issuing stickers instead of metallic plates.
Illegal levy or taxes on the people of Ghana who bring vehicles through Tema Port and the other port, which is Takoradi. Anybody that brings a car into the country, before you take the car to the port, it should be fixed with a DP plate. The DP plate is what allows you to drive the vehicle on the road. There's a fee which is authorized through Parliament or through the Minister for Finance, which is the total cost is 154 Ghana cedis. The DVLA has actually raised or increased it from 154 to 195. By law, no institution can levy or tax the people of this country without the proper channel of approving the tax or the levy, which is either through the Minister of Finance or Parliament, who says they've passed the law that Ghanaians should be taxed. The other portion is the act that actually talks about the plate, spells it out in clear language that it should be a plate, one in front, one at the back. The law hasn't changed from plate to a sticker. The DVLA has introduced a paper sticker. And the sticker, I'm asking myself, how much does it cost to print a sticker, which is going to be more than the cost of a plate? These are the two areas that the DVLA is totally in the wrong side. We live in a country of laws. If you remember, about 10 days ago, the MPA was also trying to introduce a 4 pesos levy on fuel, which through the voice of the Petroleum Consumers Association and the Consumer Protection Agency and the people of Ghana, the president intervened and told them they cannot. This is a time that I think whether institutions don't respect the law, because I'm aware and I can confirm that the Minister for Transport, Honorable Kweku Ofori Esiama, has actually directed them to stop this implementation. But I've just heard from my reliable source that actually they even sent me a copy that they have started issuing the sticker. It is illegal because what are the police going to do? If the police person sees a vehicle coming from the port without a plate, by the law that stands now, you have committed a crime. You cannot say that you have a paper plate, a paper sticker The law hasn't changed. That is why you always see the Ghanaian and the police in conflict.
We are taking you back to the Upper West region because the commander of the Ghana Police Service there, DCOP Francis Abuajinyako, has stated the crime rate in the region, especially the Wa municipality, for the past 3 months has gone to an all-time low. Though he failed to give figures to back his claim, he says residents are going about their normal duties without any fear of being attacked by suspected criminals and their elements. DCOP Francis Abuaji made the statement at the Wa Regular Baptist Church as part of the Upper West Police Command's engagement with churches and mosques to rid the region of criminals. JoyNews Upper West correspondent Rafiq Salam has more.
Addressing members of the World Regular Baptist Church, Upper West Commander of the Ghana Police Service, Deputy Commissioner of Police, DCOP Francis Abuajinyako said their presence at churches and mosques is to refute claims that the police are not approachable or sociable.
That blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. So we are here as children of God to share messages on law enforcement. We are here to dilute the issue that the police is not approachable.
For the past couple of months, the Upper West Police Command has been visiting mosques and churches to sensitize the worshippers on security matters. It is the belief of the Upper West Command of the Ghana Police Service is the congregants adhere to the security tips given will not only make them secured, but will help the police address issues of criminality in the region. DCOP Francis Abuajinyako disclosed that since they started the visits, crime rate in the region, especially the Wa municipality, has gone all-time low.
It is working. That is why we have continued doing it, because we started from the Presby, the Catholic, and the Methodists, and we realized that it has worked considerably. It has also contributed in bringing, especially the criminality rate to the lowest in Wa. And you can testify to the fact that for the past 3 months, the society is operating in an atmosphere of peace and other related issues that is making the people go about their duties without fear or of being attacked by any criminal.
Also present at the church was the regional crime officer of the Ghana Police Service, Chief Superintendent Ronald Mantio, and he shared some security tips with the congregants.
Houses are so dark. Even if you go to the cemetery, there is more light there than the house. The small electricity bill that he will pay and put security lights around, he wouldn't do it. And the surroundings and everywhere will be dark. Just a few criminals operate in daylight. They always want to operate under darkness.
Resident pastor of the World Regular Baptist Church, Reverend Aquila Daramani, was grateful to the Upper West Police Command for coming over to sensitize members on security issues.
Well, I believe that those that didn't know right now, and most of our people are drivers and tricycle riders and.
All right, you're watching JoyNews today. "2019 is gradually drawing to a close, and here at JoyNews, your most credible news source, we will be bringing you analysis of key events that happened within the year. Tonight at 8, we will begin with a closer look at the big security issues. Here are excerpts of what to expect.
What's going on in the by-elections in security matters. I think for the very first time, we've been having a lot of by-elections in the past. All of them have been very violent. This one was different for many, many reasons. The first time that led to a setting up a commission. Why do you think it was so?
No, I think it was largely because this happened in Accra. You know that, and somebody has said this before, and I think that is true. There's sufficient evidence to back that up. That when things happen outside Accra, they almost always never attract national attention. Because all the media houses in Accra, all of them are centralized in Accra. All of us, we are centralized in Accra. We do have outlets and bureaus in all of these places. But when it happens where the big men like yourselves are not there, the stories never get the weight that they get. In fact, you had to go and testify. But we have had similar violence that have characterized similar by-elections in other places. We remember Asawasi, very, very well, don't we? We remember Etiwa. We remember Chiriponi. We remember that as well. We remember Talensi by-election. All of these by-elections have been characterized by violence, primarily because of a number of things. All the major parties congregate in one small location, competing over one seat. When you look at the national elections normally, the parties disperse their stools and personnel and people. So you don't have a concentration of everybody at one place. But when you have the concentration of the political party leadership and you have security situation, the parties actually sometimes import their own security persons to this one small location, then you are bound to have the conflagrations that we have seen in by-elections. What was different this time around was because this was happening in Accra.
The report that they issued, because this is looking forward now. The white paper was issued, and then we also saw the controversy surrounding that white paper. What has been implemented appears very little.
I think the main outstanding issue that many looked out for was compensation for the victims of the violence. And we know for a fact that their lawyers have dragged government, the AG, to court on that matter. That was even before the white paper was issued. And the white paper, interestingly, if you recall, did not make any specific recommendations as to the amount that should be paid them. And so it made a point that it accepts that indeed some compensation should be given, but no payments have been made as it stands now. And so this comes at a time that we are even talking about scars of the revolution and the National Reconciliation Commission that came years back. This is quite recent. We know that some...
So don't miss our year in review at 8 tonight right here on this channel.